ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 23, verse number 22. What is that? Problem?
Is again?
Hmm?
Can you talk again about it, please?
Yes. Can hear?
Just some delay.
Okay. So, 10th Canto, 23rd chapter, verse number 22. In yesterday's class we read how Krishna, he sent the cowherd boys to go and ask food from the wives of the Brahmanas. So the boys, they went from the back door, because if they go from front, Brahmanas will notice that they have come again. So they'll chase them away. So they went hiding And the wives of the Brahmanas were immediately very happy because they were very eager to see Krishna, Taddarsana Utsuka. So they brought food for different types, and although they were obstructed by their relatives, husband, brothers, sons and so on, but still they came because Krishna was in their heart, so it was not possible. So where did they see Krishna? He says, Yamuna upvane Ashoka Navapallav Mandite. So they saw Krishna in the garden of Ashoka trees. Generally you don't see Ashoka trees here in Vrindavan, right? So the word Ashoka means free from grief. Shoka means grief. As Krishna says, Masucha or Asochan Tum Socha. So Krishna is in the Ashok garden. Means if you come to Krishna, then there is no more grieving. And this is on the bank of Yamuna. Yamuna's brother is Yamaraj. Yamaraj is the lord of death. Means now you become immortal, free. Because Yamaraj is not going to come and trouble him near his sister. That's why there is one day, it comes Yam Ditiya in Kartik, Sukla Paksh, second day on bright fortnight. People come and brother and sisters come and take bath in Mathura, in Yamuna. So then Yamaraj does not trouble. That is called Yam Ditiya. So this is the significance that Krishna is at the bank of Yamuna and he is in the Ashok Vatika. And he was along with his brother and other cowherd boys. So now this next verse is very nice. This is describing how they saw Krishna. So Krishna is the apex of beauty. This is one of the favorite verses of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You would hear this and go into ecstasy because this describes his beauty. Shyamam hiranya paridhim vanamalya baraha dhatu pravala natavesham anubratanse vinyasta hastamitrena dhunanamabjam karnotapalalaka kapola mukhabjahasam. So he is Shyamam, he is blackish in hue, but Hiranya Paridhim, and his dress is golden in color, shining. And he has a garland called Vanmala, which goes up to the knees or below the knees, or has 5 types of flowers in it. And Baraha, on his head he has peacock feather. These are all the characteristics of Krishna. And Dhatu Pravalana Tavesham Anubratanse. So he has decorated himself with Dhatu, that is this Garrick, this type of mineral, which is what we call, it is the color, Garrick is like saffron type of color. So, and then Pravala, and sprig of flower buds, is decorated himself, and Natavesha. So his Vesha, his appearance is like a dancer or like an actor. It's like if you have seen dancers in India, then they dress up, they decorate their, especially the face, the eyes, hands. So that's how he is also decorated. And Anuvratanse, and he has his friends who are called here as Anuvrata. So he has put one of his hand on the shoulder of one of his cowherd boy. And Vinyasta Hastam Itarena Dhunanam Abjam. And in the other hand, he is having a lotus flower and he is twirling it in his hand. So he is looking like relaxed, nice, enjoying mood, right? To have a flower, move it, one hand on another friend's shoulder. And Karnotpala Alaka, so his alaka, his curly hair, they are falling onto his ear. And Kapola Mukhabjahasam, and he has a beautiful smile on his face. So that's how he appeared. They saw him. And in the ear also he has got Utpala. He has lotus flower on the ear also. Karnotpala. Alaka Kapola Mukhabjahasam. So Hiranya Rasaktam Vastram. So Hiranya means gold. So gold dress does not mean that his dress is made of gold. If you say that this is a golden ornament, then what does it mean? It's made of gold, right? If you say it is silver ornament, means made of silver. So if you say it is a golden dress, what does it mean? It's made of gold, right? But you don't have a golden dress. First of all, that will be very heavy, and then your skin will be bruised by it. If you move your hands, legs, anything, you won't be able to move with it. And it will make noise because your knees will hit. If you have a gold dhoti made of gold, your knees will hit when you walk, right? And you'll get dents in the dress as well as in the knees. So therefore it says Hiranya Rasaktam Vastram. That golden dress here means that the dress is colored in golden color. Means you take a white cloth and then dye it. So therefore it says Hiranya Rasaktam. Otherwise you will become like that King Maidas, that story of King Maidas. That he said, whatever I touch, it should turn into gold. So his dress also became gold and became heavy. He was already tired, then he could not eat because he touched the bread. Bread also became gold. He touched his teeth. Teeth also became gold. Touched his daughter. Daughter also became gold. So we're not like that. And the word paridhi here means paridhanam. Generally paridhi means circumference, but here it means the dress. Yasatam. So Hiranya paridhi means one who was wearing dress golden colored. Vanmalyena patra pushpa mayena charana paryanta lambitena. So one mala, there are two definitions of one mala. One definition is that a garland which has 5 types of flowers in it is called one mala. Other definition is that if it is long enough to touch your feet, then that is called one mala. So he said charana paryanta lambitena. It was long, touching the upper part of his feet. And barhena chudo paristhena. So barha is peacock feather and this was on his head. Dhatubhir angaragattvena kalpitai. And dhatu refers to this angarag, means decorating your body. Like these days people have these tattoos. So he will make different designs on his body with this Garik Dhatu. Pravalahi Shravana Chuda Tunda Bandha Antarasthai Natasyeva Vesho. Yes. And then there are this pravala, means flower buds or new shoots, the leaves. So he has put this in different places of his body, sticking. Like you decorate the deity and you put flower here, flower there. He actually does that himself. So he says, flower, where are they? They are on the ears, on his head. And then he has a piece of cloth tied around his waist. You see, you take a long piece of cloth, tie it, and it hangs to the side. So on that also there are flowers sticking, flowers head and the sticking ears. So this is what it means, natavesha. Because he likes to decorate himself with all the natural products of the forest. Because the trees are also devotees here in Vrindavan. So they also feel happy that they can do some service to Krishna. So Krishna takes their service by picking some leaves and flowers from them and putting into his dresses. Kincha swabhyogam ta anubhavaya mase ityaha anubratasya priyasakhasya amse skandhe vinyasta ashlesha paripatya arpito vam hasto yenatam. So earlier it was said that these Yagyapatnis, they loved Krishna. So Krishna knows this, and he is also expressing his love. Means he is indicating them, and that's why he is putting his left hand on the shoulder of one of his friend to indicate as if he is embracing them. So therefore it says, Kincha swabhyogam api ta anubhavayamasa, that he made them experience his love. And that is the way he was doing. Anubratasya priya sakhasya amse. Anuvrata here means one of his priya sakha, dear friend. Amse skandhe vinyasta ashlesa paripatya arpito. So it's like as if trying to hold him, just like couples may put hands in their neck like that. Vam hasto yenatam itarena dakshina hastena abjam lila kamlam dhunanam ghuniyantam. And in the right hand he is having a lotus flower. So this lotus flower is called lila kamal. Lila kamal means a play lotus. It's not for decoration, just you play with it. You can throw it up and then catch it. Right? You throw from this side and catch from the other side. People do all these tricks. Or you take 2 lotus or 3 of them, up, down, up, down. So he has Lila Kamal. And he is rotating it with his hand. So why he is doing this? So he is saying, Etadrisha darshan pradhanena bhavavatinaam bhavatinam hridaya kamlam swahastagatam kritva atsukyena ghuniyami iti janita iti dyotinta. So it is as if he is telling them that I am making myself available to you, I am giving my darshan to you, and you have love for me. Bhagavati means who are full of love. Bhavati Nam Hridaya Kamlam. So this lotus flower is indicating the lotus heart of the wives. So as if he is saying that your heart is in my hand and I can turn it wherever I want. This way, that way. So that's what is Atsukyena Ghuniyami iti janita. So with eagerness, as if he is agitating their hearts with love. So this is what he is द्योतयन्ति, or showing or indicating. यद्वा भवतिर भाववती पश्यतो मम हृदय कमलम औत्सुक्येन घूर्ण्यते. Or it means that you are so full of love for me that by seeing you my heart is shaking. And this, you cannot show your heart, so he is showing it, because heart is compared with a lotus. So he is having a lotus in the hand and he is rotating. That's why Vishnu has a lotus in his hand. He has conch and he has a lotus. So lotus signifies the heart of his devotees. Is in his hand. So that's what he's showing. But he says that this is my heart, and this is the condition of my heart by seeing you. It's not stable. I'm not like a Jnani Shanta Bhakta sitting peacefully. No. So Leela Kamala Ghurnana Mishena Swahridya Ghunam Eva Bhavatir Darshyami. By showing, by rotating this play lotus, I am showing you how my heart is full of love for you, and therefore unstable. It is also rotating. This is what I am showing. Matkritat swabhiyogad eva nishchunuta iti vyanjantam. So therefore the love which I have, you should know this. Karnot palayos chanchala alka yasya. And on his 2 ear lobes there are his curly hair, which are also flowing in the air or in the wind. So that also is showing that he is eager to meet them. Kapoleho prashrito mukhabjasya haso yasya tam cha tam. And then his smile is spreading all the way up to his cheeks on his lotus mouth. So that is how the wives of Brahmanas saw Krishna. And obviously they were happy. So this sloka also indicates that this beauty which is explained here is not just beauty, but it is beauty of love. Why Krishna is most beautiful? Because he is most lovable and he is most full of love. The devotees which are around him, they have the highest love possible for him, which is not found in any other devotees of any other form of God. And therefore he also has love for them. And beauty is only in love. There is no other beauty. If love is not there, then the same person who looked beautiful to you doesn't look beautiful anymore. When you are in love with somebody, that person looks beautiful, then after some time it doesn't look same. In the material world is like that. So in case of Krishna, his love is always increasing. The devotees Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Asvadanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So his love is full, and that love also goes on in expanding. That's why he is always looking fresh. The devotees of Krishna are never satisfied by seeing him. Otherwise you become, after some time you become bored, then you say, I need some privacy, I need some space, leave me alone. But with Krishna it does not happen like that. Because his beauty is always, he looks as if you have not seen him. This is the first time you are seeing him. because his love has increased. So the beauty has increased, so he is not the same person. Buddhist people say sarvam kshanikam kshanikam. Buddhist philosophy is that everything is changing at every moment. You don't take bath in the same river again. You don't see the same person again, because the person you are seeing now is not the same which you saw 5 seconds ago. He changed. So Krishna is also like that, because his love is expanding all the time. So he's always Navayavana. He's always fresh and youthful. Navanirada. That's how they say Nava all the time, new. So that's amazing characteristic of Krishna. So that's why this love never becomes boring. So that's how they are seeing him. प्रायः श्रुतप्रियतमोदय कर्णपूरैर् यस्मिन् निमग्नमनसास्तमथाङ्क्षिर अक्षिरन्ध्रै अन्तः प्रवेश्य सुचिरं परिरभ्यतापं प्राज्यं यथाभिमतयो विजहु नरेन्द्र. So Sri Sukadeva Goswami says that, O king, at that time those Brahmana women, what they saw is prayah shruta priyatamodaya karnapurai, that they have often heard the glories, the activities of most beloved Krishna through their ears, and their ears were full of his glories. Karnapura, pura means full. So how can ears become full? You can always hear all the time, right? It's not full. Becoming full means now you cannot hear again. So they are full means that they don't hear anything else. If you have a pot and that pot is full of milk, and then I say, okay, take some apple juice. He says, no, my pot is full, I cannot take. So their ears are full with the glories of Krishna, means that is the thing which they hear all the time. That is the meaning of praya. So there is no scope for anything else to fill them. That's the meaning that they are full. So praya shruta priyatamodaya karnapurai. Udaya means greatness, glories. So their ears are always full with that. And therefore yasmin nimagna manasa tamathakshirandhre. And therefore their mind was completely drowned in Krishna. Because these glories of Krishna are non-different from him. So they are very sweet. That's why Parikshit Maharaj was saying that even Tyakt udakam apishud namam badhate, that although I have not drank water, the same person who got angry when he did not get water to drink, he did not drink water after that till he died. So he says, hunger is not bothering me. Why? Pibantam tam mukham bhoja achyuta katha mritam. That I am drinking the katha mrita which is coming from your lotus mouth. So first of all it is katha mrita, and then it is coming from mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. Sukmukhad amrita darva sanyutam. So that is the beauty of this, that it is wonderful, and then when it comes from the mouth of a devotee like Sukadeva, then it becomes even more relishable. So that's why Bhāgavatam is most relishable. Pibata Bhāgavatam Rāsa-līlā. Because it has come out, not that it is Krishna Katha, but it is coming out from the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. And therefore even Narada Rishi and Vyas, Vyas who taught Bhagavatam to Sukdev, and Narada who taught Bhagavatam to Vyas, they both came and heard it from him. They were also sitting when Parikshit Maharaj is hearing, because it is relishable even to them. So that is the meaning of Karnapura. And they were completely absorbed in it. So that's what it means. Yasmin nimagna manasas tamathakshirandrai. So all this time they are hearing about Krishna, and now they are able to see him with their own eyes. In the same person about whom they heard so much, now they see. And generally what happens in the material world, that you hear a lot about somebody, when you meet him you don't find him like that. Right? It's not the way, because you imagine so much more than, and when you go, it is not exactly like that. Or you hear about some place, that place is so wonderful, when you go there you don't find it like that. You hear about some restaurant, then you don't find exactly the way you are expecting. But here it is not. They actually find it even more than what they were expecting. So just like their Karnapura, their ears were full, now their eyes are full. They cannot take away their eyes off. This is what is being described here, as if Krishna has entered in. So the word which is used here is Akshi Randhrai. Randhra means hole. So Krishna entered into their heart through the holes of the eyes. Previously he has entered into their heart through the holes of their ears. And now through the eyes. So antaha pravesya suchiram parirabhyatab. So he entered into their heart, and they were suffering for a long time in separation from him. They wanted to, now they embraced him because he has come inside. So he is actually in their heart now. And pragyam yatha abhimatayo vijahur narendra. So they gave up their suffering of separation by embracing in their heart. And he gives an example here. He says, pragyam yatha abhimatayo. This is an example of Vedanta. So in Vedanta they talk about three Purushas: Pragya, Taijasa and Vishwa. So we all know that we are not this body and we are Atma. So in Advaita Vedanta it is Brahman. So they say that when the Atma is identifying with the body and the senses, that is called Vishwa. And when you go to sleep and you are dreaming, then you are identifying with the mind, that is called Taijasa. And then you go to deep sleep and you are not even having dreams. So means you are not identifying with your external body, senses, or even the mind. So you are in the causal state. That is called Prajna. Means he is the one who is the witness of everything. So at that time you become completely peaceful. Because when you are in deep sleep, then what happens? You are completely in peace. There is nothing which can disturb you in your dreamless state. It is like a state of samadhi. So that is what is being described, that they were hearing and they were very eager to see him and they ran. Their mind were, unstable, flickering we'll meet him, we'll this. But now when they came and saw him, it is as if they went into a state of samadhi. Because we do not have an experience of samadhi, so how to explain? So we are given the example of samadhi at night. We all go into samadhi at night, if we are fortunate. So that experience everybody has. So at that time, all your vrittis stop. Otherwise, there are always chitta vrittis moving. When you are awake, then you are having vrittis coming from outside, through the eyes, through the sound, through the touch, right? All types of experiences, sensations. All the time, so many sensations are coming. And then in the mind, so many thoughts are coming because of the chitta. 60,000 thoughts every day normal people have. And that's a lot of vrittis, right? You can calculate how many will be there. So, and then you dream, then also there are vrittis. But then you go to deep sleep, there are no more vrittis. So that is chitta vritti nirodha. That's what samadhi is, that's what yoga is. Yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. Tada drashtu swarupa avasthanam. So then the drashta becomes situated in its own swarupa. So something like that now when they saw Krishna, their mind completely stopped. There were no other thoughts of anything, of their husband, their children, their home, their this, their that. Otherwise all the time thoughts are coming. You walk, you talk, you study, you sit down, class, do anything, puja, japa, right? Some thoughts keep coming here, there. For some time maybe mind does not have, but again. So they got into this state of samadhi. So this is sampragyat samadhi from our Vaishnava point of view, and we consider this as higher than a sampragyat samadhi because here the object is not material but spiritual, Krishna himself. So Yoga Sutra describe a sampragyat as superior to sampragyat because their sampragyat is on some material object. So beyond that is when there is no object. Then beyond that is another sampragyat. So just like you have material forms and material qualities, and then above that is Brahman, which has no form and no qualities, and then we have spiritual world where there are forms and qualities but they are spiritual, and that is superior to Brahman. So similarly they are in that state of samadhi. That is the significance of pragya yathabhimatiyo vijahur narendra. So naturally the mind becomes fully absorbed in that. So prayo bahushaha sruta ye priyatamasya udaya utkarsha eva karnapura karnalankara karno puriyanti kritarthyanti. So they have heard so much about their beloved Krishna, his wonderful qualities, his utkarshas, his activities, such that Karnapura also means the ornament for the ear are also called Karnapura. You know the earrings especially which hang, that round ones. In Hindi they are called Jhumka. In Sanskrit they are called Karnapura. So that also means that hearing about Krishna was their alankara. That is the ornament for the ears. So therefore it says Karnapura Karnalankara. Karnau Puriyanti Kritarthyanti, because they are the one which make the ears successful, perfect, fulfilled. The purpose of ears is fulfilled by that. Otherwise these what is Sonakari says, the two holes of the ears, they are called like bile. Urukramasya kathana karna patheyas. Then they are considered like two holes for the snake. If you don't hear Krishna Katha, because snake means which has poison in it. So all the time some poisonous nonsense is going in the ears. So this is the perfection. Kirtarthyanti means this is the perfection for the ears to hear about Krishna. Tatha tairyasmin Sri Krishna nimagna manasa eva etavad din pariyanta asan. So their minds were already absorbed in Krishna by hearing about him up till now, all these days. But now they are actually seeing him. Tam samprati netra dvarai antahkarana kamala talpe praveshya suchiram swachandeneva dridham parirabhya parirambhadardheneva ananda murchitas tena saheva ekye sati tapam tadanga sparsa abhava janitam klesham muja. So now as if Krishna has entered through the holes of their ears into the heart, which is like a lotus bed. So as if Krishna has come and he is lying with them on their lotus heart, and then they are embracing him tightly, suchiram, for a long time. And because of this embrace, tight embrace, they have fallen into swoon of bliss. They lost their consciousness. Tena saha akye sati, and becoming one with Krishna, they gave up the suffering they had because of separation from him for all this time. Klesham vijahu. Tatra drishtantaha. So in this they are giving this example. Abhimatayo aham vrittaya. So abhimata here means the vrittis of the ahankara. So they stop. Pragyam sushupti sakshinam parirabhya tasmin layam prapta. So as just as in the deep sleep there is only sakshi, the witness remains, and all the vrittis they merge in him. So like that all the ahankara vrittis they merged into Krishna. Means this is the devotional oneness. This is what it means when Bhāgavatam speaks that sarvedant saram yat brahmatmaikatva lakshanam vastu adityam tannishtam kavalya ek prayojanam. So this oneness of Atma and Brahman, this is the oneness. Otherwise Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam has no meaning. If there is no Atma and there is only Brahman, where is the Akya? Advaita Vedantis are very happy to hear this sloka. But look, this is what Bhāgavatam is talking. Sarvedanta Sar, this is the essence of all Vedanta. What is the essence of the Vedanta? It says Brahmatmaikatva, oneness of Atma and Brahman. But you should ask them that you don't have Atma and Brahman. Either it is Atma or it is Brahman. There are no two things. So where is the oneness? You can have oneness if there are two to begin with. In their Siddhanta, in their philosophy, there is only one. Right? That's what they say. That, what is that? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jiva Brahmaiva Napar. But Jiva is Brahman only. So if Jiva is Brahman, then how can you say Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam, oneness of Brahman and Atma? So this is what they don't understand. Because Bhagavatam you can only understand if you are a devotee. Otherwise you won't understand. Bhagavatam cannot be understood. Bhaktya Bhagavatam yati. Na buddhya na chatikaya. Bhagavatam cannot be understood by one's own intelligence or by reading commentaries. It is understood by bhakti. You have to read, of course, you have to understand, you have to know, but you have to, if bhakti is not there, then you cannot understand. So there, Advaitvadis write their commentaries, they are very happy. They say, look, this is the conclusion of Bhagavatam. And Vastu Advityam Tannishtam. He is talking about Advitiya Vastu. Of course, Advitiya Vastu. Advitiya means Nadvitiya. Who is equal to Krishna? Advitiya means there is no one like him. And Kavalya ek prayojanam. This is the Kavalya, what is being described here. So they will apply it in their way. But you should understand, because many times when you hear this, oh, this sounds like Advaitvadi. Because the example is also Pragya. This is a very famous principle of Advaitvad. This Pragya, Tajasa, Vishwa, and then this is for the Vyashti. For the Samasti they have Vashvanar, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara corresponding. At the individual level you have Vishwa, Tajasa and Pragya. At the Samasti level, aggregate level, you have Vashvanar. You must have heard this word, Vashvanar. Then Hiranyagarbha and then Ishvara. So, but this is example from our sleep to make us understand. So just as in sleep you don't lose your identity, only your vrittis are gone. So in the same way, Atma and Brahman don't merge and become one. So this oneness is in prema. That's why in Priti Sandarbha Jiva Goswami says that the meaning of Kavalya is Priti. Because Kavalya means purity. It's like you say that this is pure milk. Because in India pure milk is rare. So means Kaval milk means no water mixed in it. Don't worry. So that's what Kavalya. Kavalya means pure, purity. So what is most pure is love. Because Bhagavatam said in Dharma Projita Kaitavatra, the cheating, deception is kicked out from this Bhagavatam. So that is Kavalya, that is the Paramadharma. That is Priti only. So that is the oneness which is being described here. When they are saying that Pariramba Dardhena Tena Saha Akye Sati Tapam. They became one. How they did not become one like Advaitvad. Krishna is this there, they are also there. If they became one, they should like evaporate, like camphor, right? Then just gone into the air. No, they were there standing. So this is Akya in love. And this is the best Akya. This is the highest type of oneness, not this other type. Other type is not possible. It's only imagination. So tadanga sparsha bhava janitam klesham vijahu. So they gave up the klesha, the suffering which they were experiencing due to separation from him, not having union with him. And this is the drishtanta. So abhimatyo aham vrittaya pragyam susupti sakshinam parirabhya tasmin layam prapyata. So just like all the vrittis, they merge into the self in sushupti. There are no more vritti except aham vritti. I is still there, the I which is the characteristic of the Atma. Atma also has I. But these other vrittis do not exist. तास तथा त्यक्त सर्वाशा प्राप्ता आत्मदिदृक्षया विज्ञाय खिल दृगद्रष्टा प्राह प्रहसिताननः. So now they have attained Krishna, and by seeing him, which they were very much wishing to see, they became free from all other asha. All other asha means all other expectations. Means they felt completely fulfilled now. Tyakta sarvasha. So means they did not have any more desire for anything. Anyabhilashita sunyam. Their minds became absolutely devoid of any other desire but to be with Krishna, to serve him. That is the meaning of Tyakta Sarvasha, or any hope that we can get this from that person, as Krishna says, Sarvdharman Paritajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja. So that's how they are feeling now, absolutely surrendered to him. So tastha tyakta sarvasha prapta atmadidrikshaya. So Vigyaya, so Krishna understood this. He saw that now they are completely absorbed in me, which means they will not go back. They will have a problem. Right? He is also worried about his problem. What is he going to do with them? So therefore, he Akhila Driga Drashta. So he is called the seer of all seers. So in yoga philosophy they have two, Drik Shakti and Drishya Shakti. So Drik Shakti, Drik is used for the Atma, means the seer, and Drishya is the Prakriti. Because in Yoga and Sankhya there are two principles, Prakriti and Purusha. So Purusha is called Drik and Prakriti is called Drishya. So Krishna is the seer of the seers. Drashta also means seer, Drik also means seer, and Akhil Drik Drishta. So he is the seer of the seer. Because he is witnesses everything, meaning that he knows everything, he is omniscient. So he understood the mental state of the gopis, and therefore he spoke to them as follows with a smile on his face. So this is the biggest weapon of Krishna, that he smiles. So when he smiles, so Janunmoda Karicha Hasa. In the second canto it is described, different parts of Virat Purusha are described. So his smile is described as Janunmad Kari, which bewilders the people. And when they see his smile, then they forget. They are immediately infatuated by his smile, whatever he says. That's it. They lost their own program. So therefore he says that Praha Prahashitanana. So with a smiling face he speaks to them. So he will speak to them from the next sloka onward, because he has to send them back. So tas tatha bhuta annasthali purah sthapiyitva murchita bhavanti drishtva akhilanam api drisham buddhinam drashta. So they have brought all these plates of food for them, and they brought and kept in front of Krishna, and they were completely absorbed looking at him, and then they fell unconscious out of happiness. Just like if there is too much pain in the body, you become unconscious. Like sometimes people meet accident, they become unconscious, they go into coma, too much suffering. You also go into, if there's too much happiness. Sometimes people have heart attack because of happiness. So therefore they all swooned in ecstasy because there was too much happiness. Because what happens is that when a devotee sees Krishna, then all the senses, they want to have contact with Krishna. The eyes want to see, the nose wants to smell, the ear wants to hear, the tongue wants to taste, skin wants to touch. They get all the senses become simultaneously active. And mind is only one. And mind can only be with one sense at a time. So the one sense is, my eyes are pulling the mind and the nose is pulling, so mind gets bewildered, and that is the ecstasy. Cannot handle it. Too much for the mind. So then when they became murchita like this, Akhila nam api drisham buddhi nam drashta. So Krishna, who is Akhila Drig Drishta, so he is translating Drig, he has buddhi. So means obviously our inner sense. That is where we have our perception. So he saw and then he understood. So then he will speak to them. Because Krishna also, he understands the social custom, dharma. He doesn't want to do anything which will cause disturbance in the society. So therefore he will speak some words of wisdom from the next verse. We'll read that tomorrow. Any questions on this? Bolo.
Can you please explain this? All vrittis are merging in Krishna. I don't understand. What is the practical experience of all vrittis merging in Krishna?
Means there is nothing to experience except Krishna. Just like the rivers go into the ocean, so then there is only ocean. Anyone else had some question?
Babaji, Namo Nama, would you be so kind to explain the relationship between vrittis, thoughts, feelings, and mind?
Everything is a vritti. Whether it is thoughts or feelings, mind is the receptacle or substratum of the vrittis. That's why they are called manovritti or chitta vritti or buddhi vritti or aham vritti. Means that they are just a shape. If you remember Vedanta Paribhasha, we talked about the vrittis there. So vritti means that the mind takes that particular shape. Just like if you want to measure the temperature of water, you put thermometer in it. So what does thermometer does? It has what you call mercury. So mercury expands due to the heat or contracts. If it is lower than the normal temperature, it will contract. If it is more, it will expand. And then you have put marks there that okay, if it expands this much, this is what we call as this much temperature. So it takes that particular shape. So similarly your mind also takes the shape to measure it. And that's what you see or experience. Okay, this is that much hot, that much cold. So mind has a particular state or form, and you call it anger, you call it sadness, you call it happiness. All this.
And what is then what people call usually ideation or reflection? When I consciously, is it a conscious creation of vrittis when I think about something and try to have an idea of something?
Yes.
And in essence, a thought and a feeling are the same. They both are vrittis.
Yeah, there are vrittis, but vrittis can be of different types. That's what I'm saying. It's like if you have a thermometer and something is cold, it goes down, then you say, oh, it is cold. It is like -5 degrees. So you call it cold. If it is hot, it is going up. It is 110 degrees. So it is hot. So hot and cold are basically vrittis. You interpret it. One you call as heat, one you call as cold.
Thank you, Babaji.
I have a question about the first.
Pranam. Somebody has here.
Pranam Babaji Maharaj.
Yes.
Can you please explain the difference between sampragyat samadhi and apragyat samadhi that you mentioned?
Sampragyat is when you have an object of meditation, that is called sampragyat. Sampragyat means that there is no object of meditation. That is the difference.
Maharaj, you said there were 3 layers. You said first there is sampragyat, then there is apragyat, and then there is another sampragyat when they go to the spiritual world.
So generally you meditate on something material, right? Fix your mind on a light, on a sound or something. So that is sampragyata. Sampragyata, according to Yoga Sutra, sampragyata means because they define samadhi as no thought, basically. So that is a sampragyat, when you are not thinking of anything. So therefore you can say there are 2 types of samadhi, sampragyat samadhi or sampragyat samadhi. But from Vaishnava point of view, we have something beyond which is not described in Yoga or Sankhya, that we have spiritual objects. So that will also be called sampragyat by definition because it has an object. But it is a spiritual object. But that is not described in Yoga Sutra.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Regarding the verse 22, where the Rupa is described of the Lord, when he holds the lotus, it is a purpose. When he keeps the arms on the shoulder of another boy, there's a purpose behind, and Tikat explains why he does that. So I understand that everything that he does has a purpose. So, I was wondering, every single decoration of his body has a perfect purpose to it. And this all comprises the beauty, complete beauty. And I was wondering, is there any Shastra or any kind of explanations of Krishna's Rupa in such a precise, detailed way? Why those decorations, and what's the deep meaning behind them? Is there anything like that?
Yeah, some descriptions are there. As I was mentioning in the 2nd canto, there is a description. Also 12th canto.
12th canto?
Yeah. It's not possible to describe everything.
Yes, but there's more elaboration on. Okay.
Yeah.
And where can find 12th canto, right?
12th canto, maybe 8th or 9th chapter somewhere.
Is it in Tika or?
No, in the original, and Tika will give more.
Thank you.
Bhagavatam Maharaj,
Yeah.
just start one more to now. So, supposing when the devotee is going to moksha, because like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, so we find that whenever Bhavananda is meeting Mahaprabhu or Mahaprabhu meets with anyone, it was in the moksha. So then, what is the vritti that time? Like it's all vrittis and Krishna, so you get unconscious. what is it like?
Yeah, they are experiencing Krishna Loka. They go into Krishna-līlā. And there is no external awareness. When they say internal awareness, they are experiencing Krishna internally.